All right, if I had to start a YouTube channel from scratch and not just grow it to like a large audience, that's not really the goal of a YouTube channel, right? The goal of a YouTube channel is ideally to drive awareness towards your business and ultimately make some money off the thing, right? So if you want to grow a YouTube channel that can make you money, this is what I would do starting right now from scratch. And I know a thing or two about this. Obviously, you're watching this on one of the YouTube channels. This isn't the largest YouTube channel in the world, right? We have about 13,000 subscribers on this. We release a video every single day, and we have done that for 850 days in a row, so over 2 years. And we do that for a very particular reason. I'm going to walk through the logic behind this channel, why it gets fewer views than my other channel, which is the main primary channel, which has 300,000 subscribers. And when I was releasing videos on that channel, I would be at max doing maybe 3 videos per month, but usually it was more like 2 videos per month. So I'm going to walk you through the different ideas why we have this channel, the purpose of it, why we do daily videos, why I have the main channel, why I haven't been posting over there so frequently, and then taking all that together, I'm going to break down for you if I had to start all over right now, if you don't have a YouTube channel, let's say, or you're trying to get some traction, how I would build it from the ground up so that it could actually drive revenue to my businesses. Now, if your goal is just to build a YouTube channel for the sake of getting subscribers and followers and whatnot, and just for the views, and you don't really care about the business consequences, you're probably in the wrong place. Because everything that we do around here is designed to help you build a big, awesome business. Because I think entrepreneurs are just the coolest people in the world. I think you guys are world changers, and I want to help you change the world. So sit down, buckle up. Let's get to it. Okay, so first of all, why do we have the Amplified Impact Business channel, the podcast, right? So first of all, this channel started as an experiment a number of years ago because one, I wanted to see if I could hold myself accountable to release a daily podcast for 1 year in a row, 365 episodes, because that was a big challenge. And I wanted to improve as a speaker, as a communicator, and then also I just wanted to have that external accountability to say, I'm going to do this thing. You guys get to see me build in public. And I did that. And then through that, I realized, hey, this is actually an incredibly powerful tool for leveling up myself, my ability to communicate in a public forum, to build in public. And then also it was driving a lot of downstream benefits to the business. And I was like, okay, this makes a lot of sense. So we're going to keep doing it. Now, if I was starting a YouTube channel today, I would not build it in the same way that I'm building the Amplified Impact podcast. This is not this channel. We're doing it on hard mode in a very real way because I think releasing a daily video is one, a very high hurdle to cross. Number two, I actually don't think the algorithm likes it. I don't think the algorithm likes us posting this frequently. And so there's so much that we're putting out. I think the best cadence for a channel is probably 1 long form video per week with maybe 2 shorts thrown in there with 1 community post per week. Now, I believe the wrong way to grow a YouTube channel in this day and age is focusing on the shorts. A lot of channels, they'll release like 2 to 3 shorts every single day because they'll get a lot of views. It looks good on the analytics and they'll get some followers. But what I found is that followers of short form content do not translate to followers of long form content. So they watch your short stuff, but then they don't translate over to the longer videos, which then hurts the channel's overall reach. And so that's no bueno. If I'm going to be on YouTube, I want to be a first and primary long form platform. That's how I'm using it to build awareness and consideration, go deep with an audience, not just the shallow, hey, here's a 60-second little clip, right? For that, you can use Instagram or TikTok. I think those are much better awareness generating platforms. But then we use YouTube to go deep with it. So I don't think daily releases is the way to go. Also, because it's a really high hurdle to cross. Like you have to come up with a lot of ideas and just be a well of creativity and execution to be able to keep up once a day. I don't recommend that for anybody. It's like trying to run a marathon every single day. It's actually quite grueling. The other side of this is you'll notice if you were to watch the videos on my main Anthony Vicino channel versus the Amplified Impact channel, is that we don't do a lot of editing with these Amplified Impact videos. We just pretty much straight off the cuff. I don't do a lot of scripting, if at all. I write down some ideas beforehand and then I just talk, right? A lot of this is helping me explore what I think on topics that then I can write about and go deeper in when I'm coaching on it to my Beyond the Apex entrepreneur clients, right? Or I can take the ideas that really seem to resonate with you guys here and then unpack it more deeply on the main channel. And so a good video on this Amplified Impact channel will maybe get like 1,000 to 3,000 views. I can take that idea, because if it gets 1,000 to 3,000 views on this channel, where on average a video maybe gets like 300 to 500, if it does numbers on this channel, I know that that idea resonates with the audience. And then I can take that, I can go deep and script it out, and then put it on the main channel with a really high degree of likelihood that it's going to go super viral. And so the main channel, I go incredibly high intent. I script every single word. I read it off of a teleprompter. We do a lot of editing with it, and we do everything that we can to position that video to go viral, which is why the average views per video on that channel is over 100,000, right? We have multiple videos that are over 1 million views, multiple over 400, 500, 600, 700,000. It's actually quite rare for us to have videos under 50,000 views. Those are considered duds. And then you compare that to the Amplified Impact channel, and you're like, wait, these ones do 1 million, and these ones at like a really good, our best video ever on Amplified Impact is 100,000. So it's like 10x less, right? And that's why, like, they have fundamentally different goals. Now, what I find is the Amplified Impact channel has been really great in the sense that if people want more content, they want to go deeper. And I think a lot of entrepreneurs are kind of obsessive. They go down rabbit holes, and they want to just learn as much as they can about something and then go implement it. We have over 800 episodes here, right? And so it's like a binge bank for those entrepreneurs to go down. Whereas the main channel, a very different goal, to bring in awareness from outside eyeballs and then translate them downstream into the other content. So that's kind of how we're thinking about the two different channels. Now, if you're starting off from scratch right now, what do you do? Do you go kind of the Amplified Impact way? Do you go the main channel way? What's the best path forward? I think the best path on YouTube right now is to model more of the main channel, where it's less frequent uploads. It's very high intention. In fact, this is what I do with some of the clients that I take on for a package that we call Chief of Content, where we come in, we help with the scripting, we help with the ideation, the packaging, the distribution, all of that stuff. So my team becomes your team. And what we focus on with our clients is, let's be really high intention about market research on the titles, on the thumbnails, and scripting. Make sure that it's as dialed in as we can, so that it has the most likelihood of doing well. Most people actually really struggle to speak extemporaneously, even on a topic that they're an expert on, in a way that's compelling enough to keep people watching on a YouTube channel. And so I do recommend scripting it out. And then when it comes to delivery, you need to figure out what's your unique delivery mechanism. That could be a teleprompter. It could just be memorizing the line and then delivering it. It could just be having the outline and then speaking. For my clients, again, I try to put them on a teleprompter and learn that skill. You'll notice on the main Anthony Vicino channel, you might not realize this, but I read all of that. I'm reading on a teleprompter. Like, I'm pretty good at it, so you might not realize that that's what I'm doing. But if you watch those videos and then you watch this video right next to it, you'll see I speak differently. I speak differently when I'm just extemporaneously, like I am right now, talking off the top of my head, versus how succinct and how almost poetic the words are when they're scripted out. The difficulty is, how do you get good at speaking to a teleprompter? Well, it's the same problem you're going to have speaking extemporaneously. How do you get good at this version versus that version? And the answer is practice. You have to practice. And in a very real way, I think you would be well served to try to put out a video every single day in the Amplified Impact sort of style, but don't release it to anybody. Just do it for your own sake to get better at the practice of speaking to a camera. And then when you go to do your more high intention videos that you release, they're going to have a higher probability of actually doing well. So that's what I would do, is like lower frequency, high intention videos with a lot of attention put to two particular things, which is your packaging and then your scripting, your delivery. The packaging is all about the title and the thumbnail. That's getting people to stop the scroll and actually click on the video. You cannot put too much time and energy into the packaging. You cannot overthink this. It's the most critical factor, because if you don't package it correctly, the video could be the best video in the world, but nobody's going to see it, right? So we have to nail that part. If you want help with that, comment YouTube, and if there's enough comments, I'll put together a little resource for you guys, walking through how we go through the ideation process of the title and the thumbnail, so you can get a bomb package and increase your likelihood of getting a good click-through rate. The second thing then is the actual scripting and the delivery, because YouTube is interesting in that you have to get somebody to stop and click and acknowledge that they want to watch the thing. And then you got to get them to stay and watch the thing. That's different, if you think about it, than any other platform, right? If you're scrolling on Instagram, there is no thumbnail that they're asking you to click. It's just, hey, the video starts, right? So there's only one layer of retaining attention. YouTube is very different because you have to first get them to stop, click, and then retain their attention. So that first 30-second period is critically important to get people to stay and stick around. There's a lot of different theories and a lot of different styles and techniques that you can do, but effectively this comes to understanding, how do you hook attention? How do you start with a story? How do you start with something compelling? How do you confirm the click so that what you're talking about in the first couple seconds of the video relates to what the title or the thumbnail, the promise that was made in those in that packaging? How do you build intrigue instantly, right, without necessarily having the time to go into context? That's all like a very high level skill. If you want help with that, I like I said, with Chief of Content, we only take on my students. So you'd have to first be in Beyond the Apex if you want help with that. But if you are an entrepreneur that's doing like $10,000 a month at minimum, $10,000 a month with your business, and you want help going to $100 or $1 million a month, then you can go apply at beyondtheapex.com. Might be able to help you out with the scripting if you're a good fit for the program. Otherwise, if that's not you, like I said before, just comment YouTube down below. And if there's enough interest, I'm going to need more interest from you guys on this one. So you're going to have to leave a comment, maybe leave a like, hit subscribe so that this video does well in the algorithm, maybe share it with somebody else. If there's enough interest in it, I will create a scripting resource for you guys so you can figure out how do you have a bomb first 30 seconds of your video. But if you don't nail that, then everything else is going to go out the window. But that's effectively what I would start with, is high intention, low frequency videos. Now, the other thing that you want to think about is your first 6 to 7 videos really should be the most evergreen content that you can generate, that you can think of, that solve an ongoing problem that your clients, your customers, your avatar has consistently, and that's not going to change. So you don't want to be chasing trends in your first 7 to 8 videos. You're not going to want to be doing like, here's how to get, do this thing in the spring of 2025. Like, it's going to be out of date in 2 quarters. So what you want to do is figure out what are the problems that your avatar consistently has, and then do pillar content first on that. That's going to serve a couple different functions. One is, as you're having sales calls in your marketing media and materials elsewhere, you can then refer people back to your YouTube channel and they can go get their problem solved from that content. Cool. 2 birds with 1 stone. You're also able to bring in, other cold traffic, people that are just on the YouTube platform, maybe that see the video for the first time and click, right? That's what you want to start with. Don't start by chasing trends, and then try to get to that 7 to 8 video range as quickly as possible. I know before I said just do, 2 a month, right? But that's going to take you 6 months to get to that range. I would try to front load it so that when you release, you can start releasing, I think I said actually 1 a week. So that'll get you there in about a month and a half. But you really want to get that binge bag so that as soon as somebody finishes the first video, they're like, oh, I want to see what else you got. They can go to the second one. That's what creates this kind of like viral spiral. Oh, I've never heard that before. Viral spiral. That's kind of cool. That gets people going, swirling around your ecosystem, that shows the YouTube channel, the algorithm, that people seem to be liking what you're doing. So they'll push it out to more people. At the end of the day, there's a lot of focus. You'll hear a lot of people talking about the algorithms, whether that's Instagram, YouTube. Like, there's always this idea of how do we game the algorithm, or how do we create content that the algorithm's going to like? And I want to encourage you to reframe that. First of all, if you want to be successful on YouTube and build a channel from scratch that makes you money, don't worry about the algorithm. Algorithm is just another word for audience. So ask yourself, who am I speaking to? What are the problems that they have? And then when you're scripting, when you're packaging, everything needs to be done through the lens of how it's going to serve that avatar, that person. If you do that, if you make content to serve that audience, the algorithm will, as a consequence, pick it up. Because at the end of the day, the algorithm is just a reflection of your audience's preferences. If they don't like the video, if they're not clicking on it, if they're not sitting and watching it, then the algorithm doesn't push it. So don't focus on the algorithm, focus on the people behind the algorithm, and then the algorithm will give you some love. So those are some thoughts. But again, if you want to go even deeper into this, I did put together a YouTube playbook a while back. You can go to anthonyvicino.com/playbook. I put this together like a year and a half ago. This was about 9 months into cracking the YouTube code with the main YouTube channel, where we went from 200 subscribers to 150,000 in the span of like 6 months. I think we're right around 300,000 now. So if you want to go check out that playbook. It's completely free. If you want to go even deeper than what's in that blog article, then just put YouTube in the comments and I'll see about doing like a super masterclass video, long form, maybe a 90-minute whiteboard series on YouTube. If you guys would like that, let me know in the comments and we'll see you in the next video.